This is the Business of Leadership Series Minute with your host, the best-selling author of Don't Buy a Duck and founder of MarketingStrategyHero.com, Derek Champagne.
I'm excited about our guest today, Oscar Trimboli. He is on a quest to create 100 million deep listeners in the world. That's awesome. Author, host of the Apple Award-winning podcast Deep Listening. He's a sought-after keynote speaker. He's passionate about using the gift of listening to bring positive change in homes. Oscar, it's a privilege to have you on with us today.
G'day, Derek. I'm looking forward to listening to your questions.
Let's go back to the diversity that you had in your school and these card games. What do you think it was that made you recognize the body language? Like what was that skill set? Like, let's dig into that just a little bit more, because that is, I'm assuming, is the foundation of what you're teaching now.
Yeah, I didn't know it at the time. It was definitely the foundation, and I did it unconsciously. And difficulty kids and the popular kids were, and I was kind of not, because I didn't speak another language, and I was forced into how do I learn faster? And I was watching head tilts. I was watching shoulder and spine movement. I was watching breathing. I was watching where their fingers were on the cards. I was watching how they were watching each other and the other card players. And then I was pattern matching, because what I couldn't do was see the cards, but then I would have to notice the card they played and try and go, okay, so that consistent way they tilt their head, that's when they've got a card that's a rubbish card, or that's the card they've got that's a good card, or okay. So the players played diagonally, so the team was diagonally across a foursome. So, you had to keep your eye on both players. And, I always talk about the fact we have peripheral vision, but we also have peripheral hearing, and hearing not so much useful. But what I also started to listen for was not how the Vietnamese kids or the Polish kids or the kids from Argentina were speaking. I really couldn't understand their language, but I picked up a bit along the way. What I was listening for was their inclination in their voice, and did their voice change when their eye movements were different, when they were talking to the other player about what card they wanted to play and things like that. And I think at the end of the day, not having the ability to know the words was actually an advantage for me, because right. I could concentrate on something they weren't concentrating on, because that also made me invisible, because I didn't speak the language. The person I was playing against couldn't say it in English, because the guys from Argentina could understand it. So we were playing silent diagonally, and we were relying on, I guess, subtle movement and things like that. I wouldn't say I was a great player, or the teams I were in were wildly successful, but we're definitely better than the teams who were relying just on their home language skills in that case. And a bit of deception also, I would say. A lot of people pretended they weren't going so good with the cards, or they had better cards than they did, but the reality was their eyes definitely always gave it away. And no matter how they tried to protect it, the eyes were the windows to the soul when it came to the card games.
Derek Champagne here. So many exciting things happening in 2019. Join us. Visit DerekChampagne.com.